I chose this course because I knew that my life goal is to serve others and the people around me.
I chose this course because I really wanted to impact families, the disadvantaged, the needy, and youths. This is because as a youth I wasn't really enabled, but as I now am in university, I do recognize the importance of education, and I now want to give back to the youths that weren't as enabled as I was.
Before social work in SUSS, I was in Nanyang Poly as social work. In secondary school, I was very interested in working with people. I loved interacting with people. So that caused me to actually choose social work in Polytechnic. After I graduated from Polytechnic, I kind of went to social work because it was the right path to go. Yeah, and I think it made a lot of sense to me, and I am enjoying it even till today.
I chose this course because when I was younger, I got many help from social workers and counsellors because I didn't come from a very good family background and needed a bit of help. So this is just my way of contributing back to the society that given so much to me.
I think that mental health is a field that I would be interested in specializing in. I took a special education minor, and I realized that at least for this demographic of people, we have a lot of theories, we have established journals, right, and research articles helping us to understand them. But I think that in the wider nation and communities, we don't really know how to unfold them better or to integrate them into everyday life.
I'm actually interested to specialize in family and community social work because I find that families are very important when we talk about building communities, especially in Singapore. Especially in SUSS social work, there's a lot of emphasis on practical, meaning there's a lot of emphasis on applied learning. And I find that especially in class when we have discussions, and even when we do assignments, right, it is actually not too difficult for us to draw the theoretical explanations towards the applied learning. And that's what I really appreciate about the social work in SUSS and how it has helped me to sort of understand the concepts much better.
I really want to look into medical social work, working in the hospitals, impacting these families and working with them through the multifaceted issues that these illnesses actually bring into their families. Not just the illness themselves, curing, but other issues like financial, social, and even how it affects their family structure, their children, and even their own relationships. There's many courses and modules, especially for families, as well as the Skills Lab. Skills Lab being for personal relationships, one-to-one individuals and families, as well as group settings. So these Skills Lab actually help us to practice and put theory into action, which really helped me to hone skills interpersonally.
In my year 1 of uni when I first joined, because I had a really bad illness that I was recovering from. So it really hindered my ability to learn in class and to do my work as well. But how I got over it was through the support of my friends from social work. They were very, very encouraging to me, and yeah, they were always helping me when I needed help.
My toughest challenge in school has been the essays. So essays normally require us to write around 2,000 to 3,000 words, even more than that, I would say. And the thing about essays is that you need to have a central idea, a main point, that you need to be very clear throughout the whole essay when you present it and submit it. I had to first actually read a lot. So I wanted to read different books, maybe books like sociology, for example, that was really clear. The authors were really clear in how they presented their points.
For me, the toughest challenge in school actually because I'm juggling part-time work and full-time studies. So it's really about managing my time in terms of assignments and as well as work, as well as outside other personal commitments. For me, I try to set a date specific for rest, and I try to plan and schedule out different parts of my week, or maybe 2 weeks in advance, on when I should do a certain assignment by. Maybe I should do a small part of this research first, and then segregate parts of work that I will need to do as well.
I think one of my favorite moments is when we get to role play during class as different characters, and it's very fun to see classmates playing very funny characters, and sometimes it gets awkward.
So far, all my favorite moments in school have to do with my friends. I think it's very nice to have friends and very encouraging to have them like go through the same thing with you, the same assignments, the same workload and things like that. We all kind of struggle with the same things, which is actually very encouraging and very nice to have someone to go through this with you.
I think my favorite moment in school is actually when we have group discussions in our modules, because normally I'm seated around my friends and they would be very passionate about what the professor just said, and so we will have a robust discussion afterwards. And I feel like those were the moments where it really stood out to me, and because when I had a conversation with them, it really reinforced my learning because I was listening to other people's perspectives and views on the same topic.
Favorite moment in school, I think, would be certain field trips that we had taken to certain organizations where we got to see social workers in action, and also played a part on helping them like gather survey questions or survey the neighborhood for them, and interacting with the people in a way that really touched them, and also learn more about their stories has really been really inspiring and helpful. And also to see my fellow classmates in action and then see how much of an impact they can potentially bring out in the future.
Very simple advice is just to take heart, talk to your friends, and go at it together.
I think one advice I have is to be realistic about why we chose this course. I think that sometimes we can come in with a lot of idealistic ideas, right? And then when you come into the course and then you realize, you see what it's for, and you see how it's like, and then you think that you don't want to do it anymore. I mean, as with any career or with any industry or with any course, I think that's just us maturing and to have to reconcile and process how do we remain realistic and grounded in our expectations, and yet knowing that we do have hopes and dreams for ourselves or for the people around us.
Well, one piece of advice I have for all of you is to really come with an open mind. You may already have an idea of what you want in social work, or already have a concept of social work before you even enter this course. But I urge you to really draw from the wisdom of the professors, because they have such wide range of your experience to tap on. Ask more questions, because the more questions you ask, the more you understand. And I feel that will really help you in your journey as a social worker and also as a student.
One piece of advice I have is to not be too afraid about jumping into the theories and the work that social workers will eventually have to do, because there will be a lot of management in terms of managing your own emotions and managing your own stress levels on top of your partners, your families, as well as your clients, most importantly. What I feel that this is something that we have to learn via experience, and also through the many theories and maybe coping mechanisms that we might have learned throughout our course of study and experience in the field in the future.
Firstly, time management is so important. Please don't be like me, don't procrastinate, manage your time well. And also, I think when you first enter uni, you will realize that it's a whole different ball game. You know, whether you come from like poly, you came from JC or ITE. But don't worry, eventually you get the hang of it. So, 加油!